The biggest question facing the Las Vegas Raiders and really a lot of teams heading into the 2024 NFL draft is who's going to be the future franchise quarterback? Who's going to be that guy you build this thing around? And if it goes down like a sinking ship, it is what it is. But if this thing rises like a cumulonimbus cloud, why am I such a nerd? Then awesome. For the Raiders, yes, you've got Aiden O'Connell, who played very, very well in the last month of the regular season. Also, like, he kind of definitely continually got better week to week, but there's a lot of things that are going to happen in the top 10 picks of the NFL draft this year in 2024. So, yes. And also, you got Braden Gardner-Minshew, who was, the quarterback of the team that you only lost, the team you only lost to, the Indianapolis Colts, in the regular season through that last month of the season where Aiden O'Connell played well. Dicey. I love it. But there's the big question of, should the Raiders draft a quarterback or should they build the defense? And I really feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword here. Because on one hand, you have potentially 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks that could go in the top 10 between Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, and maybe even Michael Penix Jr. with how his pro days and the combine went for him and all of that, and really with what he's shown as of late with private workouts and all that. So, I mean, it's a possibility. At the same time, there's a scenario which you could probably get Penix at 13 and maybe get Bo Nix in the second round if that's how things fell. I wouldn't put a lot of jelly beans on it or wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but it's a possibility. Or do you build the defense with that 13th overall pick? And we've lined up a couple of draft targets that I think, let's say worst case, or best case scenario, maybe you get your quarterback in the second round and that he is your guy, maybe a Derek Carr 2.0, if you will. I mean, there's Quinyon Mitchell. We just made a video about him the other day. There's guys like Jerzon Newton and Byron Murphy the second, coming up out of Tejas, as well as Newton coming up out of Illinois. Some of you got mad for us calling Illinois a small school. Really? That's what we're getting hung up on? Also, tackles J.C. Latham and Talise Fuaga. I mean, those are definite possibilities. And even though I think that you could get Kingsley Suamata coming up, a BYU, I think he could be a lot of fun. There's a lot of guys there in the second round that I think would make sense at tackle. So if you want to go quarterback to start things out with, that would make a lot of sense. And yes, some of these other defensive tackles, Christian Wilkins is going to be that quick penetrating guy that you build that defense around with Max Crosby and all these other guys along the D line. So if you want to go bigger, Devondre Sweat could be there in the 4th round. You could get Chris Jenkins there in the 3rd probably. But after that, I mean, I really just want that run stuffing defensive tackle. I want that quarterback of the future. I want that right tackle. I want that running back in the 7th round, and I want some corner help. Like, there is really no magic way to do this. And really, to be honest with you, if the board doesn't fall for the Raiders like they hope it can, they could probably trade down from 13 and maybe gather a little bit more help in some areas. But overall, I think the Raiders are in a really interesting position. Do they draft quarterback of the future, really put an emphasis on that, or do they build the defense? Because I do think you could build around whether it is Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. I think it really is just pick your poison at this point. But hey, let us know what you guys think. Should the Raiders draft the future franchise quarterback, or should they go ahead and build the defense? Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, all that wonderful stuff. But should the Raiders draft a quarterback or build the defense?